AI, which we're all dealing with these days, right? To me, can either be a force multiplier or a chaos multiplier. And it comes back to your data. If you have good systems, great documentation, policies that are in place that everyone follows about where data lives and why it lives there in a way that's more effective, leadership might have no knowledge that those things are putting them at great risk. If you don't have that button down or well organized and you have a breach and something comes and your data is now out on the dark web, that's a major, major catastrophe. And only at that point are you in a position to say, okay, let's take this new tool, artificial intelligence, and try to get it to do something useful for us.
EOS as a framework helps you set a foundational way of operating as a business. And so you need those basic levels of right people and right seats, the documentation, the process, the communication channels between the different teams. All those things have to happen. Otherwise, any AI initiative that you have is probably going to fall flat if you don't have team members that are willing to work together, or you don't have a process that's documented. Because if you don't have the process documented, you don't have an ability to say to the AI, like, this is how we do things. How could we automate this? Or how can we make this more efficient? So I think it's really important to be able to marry the two of them together and be able to have some of your basic building blocks of EOS in place before you layer on the AI. And just the two of them work together hand in hand really well.
Yeah. And the beauty of it is, when it comes to the documentation and even the process, you can actually use AI to help you build some of that if you just need some of the ground foundational things put together. But the documentation and process is going to be a huge thing. And I think that's going forward going to be a big part of really utilizing that framework.
At Anderson Technologies, we have helped business leaders who themselves might say, technology is not my strong suit. I don't really know enough about it, or it might frighten me, quite frankly. One of our core values is communication that builds trust. You explain what could be quite complex things in ways that are simple and easy for people who don't have any preconceived notion of what it is you're talking about, understand the impact that this thing would have on their organization. And we've been told that that's something that has been so appreciated because potentially previous partners did not have that same approach.
From IT setting up the company for success with access controls, the company obviously working with IT to get those in place, executive leadership with commitment and buy-in, governance overall. HR gets involved as well. Your contracts team, they need to be involved in this AI conversation because you might be violating something, right? That you have in an agreement. And then the teams themselves, taking that extra hour or two a week and immersing yourself in it and seeing what you can build in a safe environment that's provided really would help scale and grow a lot of these systems. What we've seen traditionally, if you just kind of throw a new product over the wall and say, here's the thing, play with it, your chances of success are lowered immensely versus taking and embracing it from a cultural perspective and entire company perspective.